Welcome back to Primetime News.
Special welcome to folks on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and those of you watching online at onespotmedia.com.
First up this evening, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has described the demolition of homes in Cooper's Pen in Trelawny as a disaster.
Dr. Holness, who spoke for the first time on the issue today, said he will not say too much until he understands the situation fully.
But he says the government is carefully assessing Tuesday's mass demolition to see how it can support the residents.
Details in this report.
Since Tuesday, there has been widespread outrage following a mass demolition of homes in Cooper's Pen, Trelawny. Disturbing images started to flood the media as dozens of families appealed for help at the highest level. On Friday, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness responded.
The images that we have seen are disturbing. My heart goes out to the families who have been dislocated. I see a particular image of a newborn and the mother being displaced. These are the tragedies. And it is one thing that history does is to repeat itself.
Right.
And I am committed to ensure that our history is not repeated.
Which is why he said the government cannot endorse squatting and the illegal occupation of land.
I do intend to address the specific matter when I have the full details of the matter. The matter is quite complex and it involves court rulings for which I need to be properly advised on those court rulings before I speak.
Right.
I do intend to, however, address the matter. As soon as the matter occurred and it was brought to my attention, I had no prior knowledge of it. None of our ministers, certainly not the member of parliament. I got a call very early in the morning, quite surprised. And immediately we mobilized resources from ODPEM and the Ministry of Labour and Social Security to assist because technically it was a disaster.
He said whatever the government does, it has to ensure that it is made clear that squatting is wrong, but also find the balance which shows every Jamaican should have equal access to land and housing.
We will have to find ways to support those families who are impacted. But whatever our response is, we have to be careful that we don't set a precedence that is not sustainable.
Nakinski Robinson, TVJ News.
Human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, has joined the growing list of persons raising concerns about the detention of more than a dozen men in Cooper's Pen, Trelawny, ahead of a demolition exercise in the community on Tuesday.
It is claimed 20 to 25 men were picked up by the police at around 3 a.m. and taken to the Falmouth police station, where they were held for hours. According to them, they were told by the police that they were searching for guns. In a statement today, JFJ said the situation raises serious human rights concerns. It asserted that the detention, fingerprinting, and seizure of personal property, such as phones, represent significant interference with constitutional rights to freedom of the person, movement, liberty, and privacy. The organization added that the mere presence of police at a demolition exercise does not on its own justify the detention and processing of residents as though they were criminal suspects.
I think the lack of public explanation from the Jamaica Constabulary Force heightens transparency and accountability issues. And with that in mind, the organization is calling on the JCF to provide clarity around why the police were present as part of what appears to have been a private demolition exercise, whether the detention of the men formed part of the demolition operation or was connected to a separate and independent police operation.
JFJ also raised questions about the legal basis for the fingerprinting and photographing of the men, noting that the Fingerprints Act sets out circumstances in which such measures may lawfully be taken.
It's important that we ensure that in the exercise of any function, it is done in a lawful manner that maintains human dignity. And I really do urge the JCF to respond in a timely manner in the spirit of transparency and accountability.
Halshane Burke, TVJ News.
In the meantime, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security says it is responding to the needs of residents in Cooper's Pen, Trelawny following this week's demolition exercise. But concerns remain with residents calling for more attention.
3 days after the demolition exercise in Cooper's Pen, Trelawny, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security returned to the community on Thursday. A team from the ministry met with residents to assess their immediate needs and determine what support may be available to those affected. The visit comes as residents continue to deal with the fallout from Tuesday's exercise.
They may be displaced, but they are not conquered. The number of families, I have 44 families here. We would have been in this area on Tuesday. And we have 44 families, and there's a mixture. We have single families, nuclear families, extended families. Some persons are on PATH programs, some are NIS pensioners, some are disabled. A diverse set of persons are here, and it's our intention to help them. Because our ministry, quote unquote, is basically an umbrella organization. We touch every sphere of the Jamaican society.
Food and toiletries have already been distributed to residents affected by the demolition exercise, but State Minister in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, Donovan Williams, says more assistance is expected with priority being given to the most vulnerable residents.
We are simultaneously doing the assessments and providing immediate relief as it is required. There are some mothers here. We discovered from our preliminary assessments that there are some young mothers here, babies. And so today we targeted those mothers and babies and provided some packages and assistance for them, things that they need for baby, along with water and hydrated supplies to keep them hydrated.
Mr. Williams says the wider group of affected residents will now be addressed with a general distribution of supplies set for Friday. He says arrangements are also being made to address the need for proper toilet facilities and access to water in the community.
It is a multi-agency effort, and we have been in dialogue with the local government ministry and ODPEM, and that we have, in our assessment, discovered that there is a need. Rightly so. And that is why we have been providing, if you realize, we have provided some waters. We have brought packages of water here today. But in terms of the toiletry, we have done some investigation and assessments, and we are in contact with ODPEM and the Ministry of Local Government, and we will together provide that response. And there is a need, and it is in train.
The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, is probing the fatal shooting of a 17-year-old boy during a police operation in the Kingston Western Police Division this afternoon. The shooting occurred sometime after 1 along West Avenue, 3rd Street in Trenchtown. It's reported that a police team went into the community in search of the teenager. He was fatally shot and an illegal firearm allegedly taken from him. Residents have questioned the actions of the police.
43-year-old Dave Taylor, the American businessman charged with the alleged assault of 2 teenagers at the Zimise party in St. Anne, was offered bail today. Mr. Taylor, a resident of New York City, was offered bail in the sum of $1 million when he appeared before the St. Anne's Bay Parish Court. He is to return to court on September 22. As a condition of his bail, Mr. Taylor is not allowed to leave the island, not to interfere with the witnesses, and is to report to the police every week. Mr. Taylor was charged yesterday with inflicting grievous bodily harm with intent and unlawful wounding. He was arrested at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James, in connection with the altercation at the popular Zimise Beach party on Sunday. The incident was caught on camera. During the brawl, 2 boys aged 15 and 17 were injured. In the meantime, commanding officer for the St. Anne Police Division, Senior Superintendent Carlos Russell, confirmed that a second man linked to the incident turned himself into the Runaway Bay Police Station yesterday. He is to face an identification parade.